was established in the early 90s, just before Nelson Mandela was released from prison. I'm sure you are aware of the history of South Africa, where there was segregation and there was apartheid. And this area, it was mainly white people that were staying here, and black people were staying on Kukuletu, on the Cape Flats. I'm sure when you travel, you saw on the Cape Flat side by the airport, you can see it's far from this side. So most of the black people were staying on that side, but they were working here, and it was difficult for them to get transport to come and work here, because they were working as housekeepers and also working as assisting in the garden. So what they did when they arrived, the people here, they built shacks, houses, the tin houses like this one, which is called a shack. So people were building them, and then the white government police will come and demolish them, and people will come and build again. Then they will come and demolish them, then they will come and build again. That's why it's called our collective struggle, because people, they struggled in order for them to get this land. And it was only 500 families that were staying here in the community. Currently we have about 60,000 people who are staying here in the community, and only it's an 18-hectare area. So it's an 18-hectare area, about 60,000 people who are staying here. As you can see, even the shacks, people are going up. They are building up in order to accommodate the high population that we have here in the community. As also even the brick houses like this one, everyone is building up, and also on the side they are building more houses in order to accommodate the 60,000 people who are staying here. But the piece of land is it's short. I mean, it's small in order to get more people to come and have their big houses.
Hello everyone, so I'm now took about a 30-minute taxi drive from Camps Bay, and I'm in a completely different place. I'm in Imiziamo Yethu.
Imiziamo Yethu.
Imiziamo Yethu?
Yes.
Imiziamo Yethu. Imiziamo Yethu,
Yes.
which means, as Lilo told me, our collective struggle.
Correct.
And this is Lilo. He's so impressive. He does so many different things. I can't believe. So he was a high school teacher. He used to teach basic coding to students, and now he works with a youth development community program, which is how I met him.
Yes.
And and he's also a tour guide now. He has his official certification. So that's why he's here with me, and we're just visiting the local kindergarten here, and it's their nap time, so they're just sleeping. Just like takes me back to being in kindergarten when we'd have nap time as well. Everybody would bring their mattress and you sleep on the floor like that. It's the same thing. And it's also such a small world, because Lilo was telling me that the founders of the youth organization here actually spent a lot of time in Tacoma.
Yes.
Which is
for a year.
Yeah, I spent a year there.
Yes.
So there's a strong partnership between people there, between the organizations, Youth at Risk, I believe.
Yes,
Youth at Risk,
Yes,
in Washington State, and Imiziamo Yethu here in South Africa.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So it's such a small world.
You are. I mean, I am because we are. That's the meaning of Ubuntu. We as South Africans, we always believe that we're supposed to help each other. If you see someone in need, we have to assist them. If you have something, you always share with others. That's where this name is coming from. If you can also see this picture over here, you can see there's a gentleman here who's touching someone or is giving someone something. It shows that if someone, they don't have something, you have to assist them. That's where the name Ubuntu is coming from. And we as South Africans, we always believe a lot in this name, more especially black people. You know, like you can see, it's not the same as with white people. White people, they are living in big houses with big walls, but here you can see your neighbor is over here. There's no wall that is separating you with your neighbor. So that's why we always believe in Ubuntu. Even if you are at work, you know your house is safe because your neighbor is there. So we always assist each other, we always help each other. We show gratitude, we show love to each other, we show Ubuntu to each other. That's the meaning of this word.
So Lilo was telling me that there are people from all over the African continent living here. And not only the African continent, there are people who migrated from China to live and work and become a part of the community here. So it's amazing the amount of diversity you can find here. It's not like you enter Imiziamo Yethu township, and it's just completely monolithic or homogenous in terms of the population. It's just as diverse, if not more diverse, than the other parts of Cape Town.
True.
We just took a look at some of the educational institutions and opportunities here in Imiziamo Yethu. There are 2 computer labs in the main community center that we checked out, and we saw that there was a newly built high school, and then there are a couple primary schools here, one for different budget ranges and offering different amenities and forms of instruction in terms of the languages and everything. And then we also saw that they were the 2 community centers, one for primary school children, and then another one to intervene when children reach high school, because that's when they're really at risk for problem activities such as smoking, drugs, unprotected sex, which can lead to HIV/AIDS, and that's when they really require their community. So it's amazing the level of investment that goes into protecting the youth here and offering them opportunities to stay on a right path.
So most of the time, or most of the cases, other things that start the fire before the electricity, before the government put the electricity, you can see the electric pole. They are still new. At first, the people here in this area, they didn't have electricity. Also, they didn't have water. As you can see, there are no roads in between this area. So people, they used to put gas, so it will start fire. And other people, they use candle. So when they use a candle, it will burn out and then it will start fire. And other things, the last fire that took place, someone was drunk and then they decided to cook and then they fell asleep, and then that's how the fire started. Also, there were 3 people that were lost in that fire that took place in this area. Also, this area, like I said, that is different.
We're walking through the area of Imiziamo Yethu, which was impacted by the fire in 2017. And Lilo was telling me that it burned for about 24 hours.
Just careful.
And that's why many of the structures in this part of town are still made out of the corrugated iron instead of the sort of solid structures that you find in other parts of the township. Immediately after the fire, this area did not have any of the infrastructure which it previously had, such as electricity, sanitation, running water, but it's slowly gaining back all of that infrastructure in some way or another. Okay, so we're at Mama Miriam's right now, here in the heart of Imiziamo Yethu. Imiziamo Yethu. She has a beautiful home here, and she's prepared some dishes for us. So I'm going to let her explain exactly what we'll be eating today.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to explain now what is this food's name. This is a pap.
Pap.
Corn.
Okay, corn.
Yes.
Yeah, corn. Yeah. You make it 3 different things. You only put the water in a stove, and then the time is boiling, you put the meal. Then you make it like this. That is chakalaka. The other one, chakalaka. Chakalaka, you grate a carrot and onions, and you put it in a pot, and baked beans and green beans. Then you fry it. You make it, and then it come that sauce. You put also the mild spice. It's not hot spice, but we have a hot spice. But me, I using the mild spice. Yes. And then that is that green one. This is spinach with potato. Only spinach and potato. Chicken, obvious. Yeah. If you are vegetarian, you eat only the veggies.
Okay, that's not a problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you very much for coming here.
We just finished up our lunch. It was delicious, and it was also nice to finally have some actual local South African food, because when you're in the city, it's pretty much all just tourist restaurants with your pizzas, your burgers, your pasta.
True.
all the food that you can just eat at home. Like, why would you want to eat that when you're here? And I can't even find other restaurants because they was telling me the culture of really eating out at restaurants doesn't really exist. Everybody wants to gather around the table and eat as a family at home. So if you're coming here to visit, it's really, really hard to find that kind of food that you had
The
at Mama
traditional
Miriam's.
one.
Yeah.
Yes, the traditional one.
Yeah.
So you have to come to the location or you come to Mama Miriam where
Yeah.
they will make it for you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You have to actually enter someone's home, enter in their kitchen, sit at their table to be able to enjoy that kind of food. So I'm very, very grateful and lucky that I had that chance. It was a really good experience. And now we're just passing through the market, going down the hill to get back to the police station. And then we can leave Imiziamo Yethu
Yethu, yes.
from there. I mean, if you'll take a look at the surrounding, it's absolutely gorgeous. And I made that comment before. And Leo told me that for a lot of people here, it's a beautiful location. But what you look at is you just look on the other side of the valley and you see the white settlements
Yes, yes.
where they're living at huge, almost like palatial homes, like large plots of land. And when you compare that to what you've seen here in the township in Imiziamo Yethu, it's a completely different planet. It's a completely different world.
True.
Everything changes, the culture changes, the worldview changes. I mean, it's not just the color of the skin that changes, it's everything changes.
Everything, yeah,
Everything
true.
changes when you go from back there to enter this township here.
Because most of the people they are living in small shacks, so they don't go to big furniture shops to buy furniture. It's going to be a big one, so that's why most of the people they'll come here to buy their furniture.
it. And they
Yes, you personalize it. They whatever they want it, they make it from scratch. Everything. Separating the three communities. Like I said, here in Imiziamo Yethu is mainly black people that are staying here. Then over the road is mainly white people who are staying here. Then on the other side, if you can come and see, on the other side of the mountain, you can see those houses that are there, which is mainly colored people who are staying there. So here in Hout Bay is the only place in South Africa where you can still see the segregation or the impact of the apartheid, and we are all separated by this street. But people of Imiziamo Yethu or people of Hout Bay, you know, they show Ubuntu, they work together. As much as black are staying on that side, white are staying on one side, but people they work together to make Hout Bay great. You know, we are neighbors. You know, we have one social media or Facebook page for the community. If something is happening here, anyone can always write on that Facebook page and everyone will come together to help and to assist each other. So we also have our own soccer team, which is called Hout Bay United. The soccer team, the other name is Rainbow Shoshoput, because it's connecting kids from Harbour, from Imiziamo Yethu, and also the white guys. They all work together. So as much as you can see the segregation, but on the ground, people, they work together, they love each other, and they show Ubuntu towards each other. So I know you're going to take an Uber.
Yeah, I will take an Uber.
Okay.
I will say, thank you, Lelo. I had such a good time. I had such a good time seeing Imiziamo Yethu.
Yeah.
I think because it's something that you don't typically see if you come to Cape Town.
True.
People always give you a list of the things that you should do and see in Cape Town, but you're only seeing such a small bubble of the society and
you
what
don't
Cape
go
Town
deep
is.
Like
You don't go deep.
township like this one.
Right. But it's definitely worth it. Even if you just take an Uber 20 minutes and you're in Imiziamo Yethu, you meet people you wouldn't meet otherwise.
True.
New stories that you wouldn't be familiar with otherwise. And you eat Mama Miriam's amazing food.
Yeah.
So and it's such a great story. So thank you for sharing your stories with me.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello everyone. So I left Imiziamo Yethu and I'm back here on the waterfront in the Greenpoint area of Cape Town. It's my final full day here in Cape Town and in South Africa, and I'm hoping you all enjoyed taking a look at not only the typical places people visit along the waterfront, in the dominantly white areas of Cape Town, which, you know, a lot of people come here to Cape Town for its nature, for the mountains, for the sea, for hiking, for the recreational activities, for the shopping, for the nightlife, for the restaurants, and that's all great. And despite all these popular attractions, which are definitely worth visiting and are beautiful in their own right, there's a complete other part of South Africa which you can visit if you put forth a little more effort and intentionality as to the neighborhoods that you choose. With that said, I hope you've seen a new side of Cape Town that if you're planning on visiting, you do try to check out and pursue. And if not, I hope you at least learn something new about Cape Town, which is one of the largest cities and destinations in South Africa. So with that, it's about evening time. The sun's going to go down in an hour or two, but I'm going to take it easy, roam around the waterfront, and then head back to my hostel. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did at all, please like, share, and subscribe. And with that, I will say goodbye for tonight. Bye, everyone.